What's up, ticket holders? Let's get into this review right here. This is a special one though because I haven't done this before. Well, I think we used to do it earlier when we first started Movie Hoppers.
Yeah, we did.
We were doing TV show reviews and stuff like that, but they didn't pop off like we thought. And you know, with time takes practice. So
I think what we're about to do now is going to be more special and exciting because we're doing it as the series has been completed.
Yes.
We were doing it episodic, and which was kind of harder.
Because it's like you gotta catch it every week.
Yeah, and then without spoiling it, how do you talk about the episode without really going into detail?
Yeah, yes.
But when you complete a show, you can talk about it as a whole.
You can talk about it as a whole, and you also we won't spoil it for you.
Yeah.
We won't spoil it, but we will give some details, some cliff notes, some little snacks for you guys, little Twinkie, you know, $1 bill at the strip club, just to get you over to Al Bundy.
That's right.
Come on over. We'll give you some of that. We won't ruin it, but we'll give you some of that just so you can get a feel of where we're coming from and why we think this series is so tight.
Yeah.
So this series we're talking about is a Netflix original, The Stranger Things, or what is it? Just Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
This is a science fiction,
mystery, thriller, drama,
supernatural,
horror. In that vein.
Yes.
Retro, 80s, kind of nostalgia, but modern, you know what I'm saying? So it's a hybrid of all that greatness from the past.
Word.
And the series has been written and created by the Duffer brothers, Matt and Ross Duffer.
Yes.
These guys came out of nowhere. But
man. I
think they made a name for themselves creating this amazing project that we got to watch over the weekend.
This, I'm gonna remind me after we review it, but
sure. This
show really reminds me of a show that I want to do a review on.
Okay.
That we haven't seen in so long. So remind me so I can make sure they know.
For sure.
But it also had a unique cast.
Oh yeah.
The cast, man. 2 known names. We have Winona Ryder, and we ain't seen her in a lot of things in a while, man.
After, good to see her back again.
You know, what was the sheriff's name?
Jim Hopper, aka David Harbour.
David Harbour.
Great actor.
All right. We had.
Speaking of him, he's in the upcoming Suicide Squad.
He is.
Yeah, and he was in the Equalizer.
He was in Equalizer. He was the crooked cop from Brooklyn. Yeah.
Right. Natalia Dyer, she plays the sister, Nancy Willard.
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard, he's Mike Willard, the main character, the younger brother and everything.
Yeah, we'll get on him.
Mm-hmm. Who else we got? It's a big cast.
Charlie Heaton.
Yeah.
That is Will's older brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Noah Shapp, the Will Byers, Caleb McLaughlin, Lucas Sinclair.
Yes. That's that little black boy, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Gaten Mazzararo, Dustin Henderson, and my favorite, Millie Brown, 11.
Oh,
awesome.
Yes, 11. Oh, 11 is such a big part of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Oh, my bad.
Well, go ahead, do your thing.
And then we got Matthew Modine as Dr. Martin Brenner.
All right, cool. Yeah, he was tight. This movie basically takes place in the early 80s, where a young kid, or you basically get a Goonies feel, where you have 4 friends, they're playing, they're doing their thing, they're having fun, you know, in the basement, which I want to have one day, a nice basement, and they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Basically takes you back. And then it gets late, and the kids have to go home. But on this time, they kind of split ways, like, hey, I'm going home, I'm going to my house, and they see one of the kids sees a mysterious figure in the shadows, and he's like, what the heck is that? Excuse me, y'all. Just had a nice, delicious turkey burger, turkey bacon. But anyway, so he sees a mysterious figure and he books it. He's like, I gotta get out of here. And this mysterious figure basically follows him until he's just vanished.
Crazy. So you got mystery right from the get-go.
Yeah. So we're like, what's going on? And basically, this series is about trying to find their friend, Will.
Mysterious. You got conspiracy theory going on. You got mystery going on, you got drama going on, and you just got like all kind of like explicit, like weird phenomena going on. You know, there's a detective story at heart, and then you got the kids just being kids, going out breaking rules, rebelling against their parents. All kids can relate to that. Then you got the girlfriend who's like ditching and things like that, and then you got the detective that's trying to make the best of everything. He has a traumatic dark past, you know what I'm saying? He had a daughter, was real ill, something tragic happened to her. So he's trying to be that redeeming sheriff, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the scientist that's covering up their tracks everywhere they go. So you got these many subplots going on in a small, like, suburban Indiana town. And it's just crazy. And you're on this journey with these kids, man, who are not idiots, by the way. They're really smart, and they all have distinct personality.
They're geniuses,
They really stood out. Like, it reminded me kind of myself as a kid, you know what I'm saying? And then like
Me
friends that I
too.
grew up with.
Me too, man.
It was awesome.
It was like the Goonies, man.
The banner between them and the commentary between them was just awesome. And I kind of like invested myself in the nostalgia that they didn't beat you over the head with it. It was just like simple kids who loved that time and that era and had fun with what they were doing. But at the end of the day, they had each other's back and they had their differences. Yes. I love that.
Yes.
So cool.
These kids, I will have to say, basically, in my eyes, Winona Ryder did her thing in this movie.
Awesome.
For her to just come out of the woodworks, she was brilliant as an actress in this. I believed every bit of her pain, her suffering. I believed her. Like, even though it's crazy, because even though the phenomenon that happened, if I didn't know that it happened and she had told me it happened, I would have believed her. Mm-hmm. The sheriff, this guy was the most OP sheriff I've ever seen. He had a one-hitter quitter at all times. Wow! He had that Al Bundy punch. Like, he was just, he had that. I mean, this guy is like epic, dude. He did like some raid stuff where he went in a single building with one fist and just cleared house. Like, Dang. It was, this show was so epic, man. Those two actors and actresses, what's his name? His name is David
Harbour.
David Harbour.
Yeah.
Those two, I felt it was a great bond with those.
Good chemistry, very strong chemistry.
Great chemistry, because you can tell, like, this is a small town, and everyone knows everyone, and you can tell that he had been with her in the previous time.
Yeah.
Like, before the kids were born, like, he dated her in high school and stuff, and you can tell, like, everyone knew each other, and it was a great chemistry between it, because he looked at her like, oh, you're going mad. And she was like, I'm not going mad. And he believed her. Like, it was... See, it's hard doing this review because you don't want to ruin it for no one. You know what I mean? Because it's really in-depth with so much. But
there is a lot to love and a lot to... So, yeah.
There's... those kids... I don't know. Someone told me one time, they said... Well, a lot of people say they burnt out. But they said, don't judge anything because, you know, you shouldn't judge stuff. And I mean, how you give an opinion if you don't put some type of judgment on it? Mm-hmm. So anyway, when I watched Jungle Book, right, I said I didn't like the way that little kid was an actor. As an actor, I thought he was terrible as an actor. And someone told me you shouldn't do that because he's a kid. This is his first movie. That's tight. These kids, from what I know, this is their first show, and these 5 kids was freaking phenomenal, awesome, believable. Just, they did things that kids do. The little black boy was a black boy kid's name. I make sure.
Caleb McLaughlin.
That guy.
Yeah, Caleb McLaughlin.
That he got on. He was so good. He got on my nerves. I was like, dude, stop. Like, I felt like the kid Dustin. The kid Dustin has no teeth, and that's how I am as a kid. I'm just like Dustin. I'm like, dude.
He was awesome.
Do you understand what's going on? We just seen some freaky stuff, man, and it was freaking dope. You know what I mean? And I can relate with Dustin. I don't know who you relate with on the show.
I'm so glad that you brought up Dustin, man. Gaten Matarazzo.
Yeah.
He reminded me of Nilly. He was like the Wolfpack leader of the group that referenced pop culture all the time. He was the movie knowledge guy.
Like Professor X Xavier.
Professor X. Lando Calrissian. Like, he was like the guy that always found something cool in like
in a bad situation.
Yeah. I love that. Because I would be that guy. Like, man, this is like X-Men right now.
Like, dude, he was like, dude, we almost died, but it was dope though.
Yeah.
The truck is tight. You see how that truck happened? Oh, it was tight.
Justin was awesome. Like, and when you have little moments like that, it's like these characters are likable from the get-go. You don't want anything to happen to them. And then you kind of see yourself, a reflection of yourself in them.
Yes.
I was with them from the jump start.
Dude, like when Dustin talked, I said, oh, dude, he got no teeth. and it reminded me, because I was snagging tooth for like 3 years. So I had no teeth in the front for 3 years. So I'm like, dude, man, the kid really reminded me of me. Now, I wasn't as smart in science as he was.
Yeah.
This kid was like on Professor Xavier. Like, he was freaking Dr.
He read a lot of books and a lot of TV. He was very militant about it. But he tried not to show it as much. It was always when they got in a conversation or a debate, then it would come out just naturally.
Just like I would do.
Yeah.
Destroy the situation with our knowledge. And technically the main character was what was his name?
Oh, Will Byers. Noah Schnapp.
Did he like a vampire to you? Because I see him being a vampire in the future. But anyway,
he kind of did.
But anyway, but this kid, man, those 4 kids were dope. 5 kids were dope. Those were some good actors and actresses, man.
Fresh quality children actors, like the best I've seen in 2016.
Man, dude, you would think Steven Spielberg went and found these kids and said, "I want you to do the Goonies."
It's so bizarre because like when you watch this show, this is the Amblin Entertainment movie that I think we've all been waiting for 30 years later.
Yes.
This was an ultimate throwback. Love letter at that. Great tribute.
I put this show on and my daughter's like, I don't want to watch it, it's scary. I'm like, it's not scary, it's suspenseful and thrilling. It's scary. And then her mom said, turn it off because it's scary, she'll have nightmares, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know what? I put my foot in and I said, no. I'm watching this because I'm tired of missing all my shows. I'm behind Game of Thrones right now because it shows too much. I can't catch up to nothing. So I said, we watching this. I kid you not, 30 minutes into that show, it was Family Matters. It was TGIF immediately. Everybody zoned into the screen. What's gonna happen? Oh my God! I figured it was this show was
storytelling.
Epic.
Yeah,
great storytelling. Now the main event, 11, L, the bald-headed girl looks like a little boy.
Millie Brown. Oh gosh.
And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. She really liked the little boy in the show. Like she really did. I thought she was a boy at first. But for a actress at that age to play a role where she don't talk,
right,
and you believe it,
and then understand the emotions that she's conveying, wow.
That little girl's tight.
She killed it.
She killed that role. Even her, like, I gotta tell you this, because when you see the first episode, you're gonna guess. But she has telepathic powers. She's telekinesis, telepathic, all that stuff. Man, we can't talk about it because I don't want to ruin it for you. But after the cameras, I'm going to ask you, kind of something just dawned on me. I think she gave me some knowledge real quick.
Okay.
But this little girl, how she used her powers was so iconic. Like, she did little gestures like, just like, she was real.
Yeah.
She didn't put hands up. Just destroying. She turned her head.
Man.
Breaking bones, man.
Being subtle about her abilities, but letting you know that, hey, you can be stopped.
Yes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
She was not a joke. She was not a joke. Tight. That little girl is iconic. This is one of the best castings I've seen on any TV series in a very long time.
Yeah, it was so well put together. I think the biggest stars behind this are the guys that created this, man, the team, Matt and Ross Duffer, man. Like, if you look at how they approached this, you could see that they wanted the people that they were following to do something new, and they were like, you know what, we're gonna take what we loved and kind of mix it up and just put it in a blender, man.
For real though, really?
They literally like replicated Spielberg era.
Going to get on that music because that music was tight.
Oh man, the composers, Michael Stein and Kyle Dixon, man.
Man,
recreating John Carpenter tightness, like the electronic synth wave. Tight.
Oh shoot! It give you goosebumps, but you still bobbing your head.
And then when you see it like over the intro, how it goes in with the Stephen King fonts, and then you see the red and the black neon colors with the static, and then you hear that Carpenter style. Because when I first heard it, I was like, did John Carpenter do the music? We all asked that question.
Dude, the music
was tight.
The music is you're gonna love the music.
And they took you back to like Monster Mania and like Monster Fest, like from the old days, like just like tuning in, like it was like commercial free, and then you had that to tune in as Monster Night, and it had that anthology feel to it. And I love how it wasn't like an episode; it was a chapter. It was like a live book.
Yes.
That was cool. Like just the way they brought you into the episode. Like, all right, story time. Dope.
It's so much I want to say because I don't want to ruin it for you because it's such a suspenseful thriller show that just saying one little thing could ruin it for you. So I'm gonna talk to him on a personal level, but
just know
unless you guys want a spoiler review where we can sit there and talk about everything that we want to talk about, because that's why I'm really holding back, because I really don't. This is that type of stuff where I can't. I refuse. It's so good. I refuse to ruin it for you because that's not fair. You got to be able to experience this one. If this was that turkey burger.
Delicious.
If this was a movie in the theaters, this would have been A1 class.
Oh gosh.
So, what do you give this show? Because I'm not even gonna talk about what they were. All that mysterious figure. That's all you're getting from me.
Yeah.
What do you give this show? I mean, they want to know.
Ticket holders, I'm gonna give it a letter grade. Stranger Things, right off the bat, this is an A+ quality show. Like, I binged it twice over the weekend. It was over And I kid you not, I said, where's the rest of the season at? I need more. I'm not ready for this then. I want to go on another journey. I want to find out what happens. And I was sad. But I got all the episodes right then and there. But I should have kind of paced it out.
Right.
But we're so spoiled. And it's hard to like push away great storytelling. So I said, I'm going to just watch it all over the weekend. Because there's nothing out in theaters anyway. Episode 8 came out. I'm like, oh, this is it. Here it comes. I said it before the show started. I told J3, I said, I know I'm going to be mad when the show's over. I was. But I was still happy at the same time because this was so special and refreshing because this was nostalgia done correctly. Mm-hmm. It didn't beat you over the head with it. It was very subtle. And it still had a story to tell at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It was still some spark. It was still some connection. And there was still questions you had. But every time they threw a question at you, you got to answer for something. It was like just so unique, man. And they kept you on edge every time. And I liked the soundtrack throughout the show, man. It was so mysterious. Every part of this production played a character. Yes. Everything.
And it's so refreshing to see good quality.
And to the kids of that era, you know, late 80s, early 90s, early 80s and stuff like that, you're going to catch some Easter eggs. And it was so fun doing it. It was like Where's Waldo? Like, I was like, oh, man, he did all the things.
Yes.
So it was, I was happy, man.
And that was funny. Yeah.
Childhood, man. My room looked like that. Mm-hmm. All right. I watched that show too. Okay.
It's for me, this movie meant a lot. This show meant a lot as far as the retroness.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just it really, I'm gonna give my grade after I say this, but
all right.
It really made me appreciate my personal childhood watching them and riding bikes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Before all this cell phone and stuff, man, they had pay phones and write numbers down. You know, dating was easier.
You really had to do work.
You had to do work. You hung
on all good counts.
You hung with your friends.
Yeah, you had to go outside.
Like, me, Joe, well, Ronin, you know what I mean? Jody Joe and The Flash and HT3 and The Code and Antonio. We all argue, debate, and we've been doing this since we were kids.
Yep.
Like, we had a bike gang. Just like they was on bikes. Now, we weren't getting bullied and stuff, but we had a bike gang. We used to ride bikes every week, every day. This is what we did. You know what I mean? New people come in the group and come and go, but at the same time, that's what we did as a kid. Seeing that really brought that back for me. I really appreciated it, man. I mean, I never stopped collecting my toys. But,
man,
you know,
I never stopped collecting.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And the show just gave me so much, man. So much nostalgia in it, and it was good. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't rushed. Right. It wasn't throwing nostalgia in to make you feel like it's nostalgia.
Right.
Like kind of, that's how, you know, that damn thing you showed me. What's the one? With the cop in the martial art. It was really bogus.
Oh, was that a Donnie Yen movie or something?
No, what was it? Oh, no.
Kung Fury.
Kung Fury. That's why I didn't really like the Kung Fury, because it was trying to be that.
I got you.
And this didn't do that. This just took a great time and did great things with it. And for that, with that music,
mm-hmm.
not throwing in pretending to be retro music, just giving us time music for that type of play, and actually looking at this movie and saying, what would sound good? Not what would the stallion people want to come watch?
Right.
No, this movie is, I call it a movie.
It is a movie.
This movie was on a perfect note. The only problem with this show is the fact that it ended.
Right.
And I have to wait.
Just be prepared for that, because when you watch, and it's gonna come to an end.
That cop and that one-hitter quitter, bow! He just put the gun down. But I'm on your side, huh? Bow! Like, what the? He was KOing him with one fist.
Man, I'm gonna counter what he just said right now, man. Stranger Things was a phenomenal movie. It was the best 8-hour movie I watched.
Mm-hmm.
I would have paid to watch this in the theaters. I'm not even playing. I told everybody, and if you follow Movie Hoppers and you follow Ronin on social media, I praised this movie all over the internet. I posted about it for like 2 weeks straight. And it was just, I'm like, man, I'm the type of firm believer that if something is special and it's great and it deserves to be talked about it, I'm going to spread the word and let people know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because it's rare, like he said, to get great quality content on all accounts. So when something's good, You gotta praise it and put it out there. You
got
may not get it again. I talked about Stranger Things like all week. Like my posts are just about Stranger Things. I even hit up the actors and they show love and hit me back up. Yes. One of the girls from the show was friends with me on Facebook now. Shout outs to Jackie Dallas, by the way.
Tight,
when you get into episode 7, you'll know who she is. She's awesome. Real cool.
So I'm gonna give my grade, and then I'm gonna say one more thing. So
getting excited,
J3, y'all. I'm gonna give this show a bona fide A+. It's really dope. You're gonna like it. Now, let's say A+ or A.
You said A.
All right, cool. I thought I said A. All right. So yeah. But anyway, the teacher. What is his name?
Oh, Randall P. Havens, Mr. Clark. Yes,
Mr. Clark.
Yeah.
Look out for him.
Yes,
because I think you spoke on it. He's gonna have a big part on season 2.
Yeah. And a reminder, no spoilers, but when you get to episode 7, remember that name he just said, and remember the person he's with, and I'll leave it at that. So awesome moment. Awesome moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you like nostalgia and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this is more than that. Yeah. This is a great storytelling. I'm telling you.
Because it complemented the story, for sure.
It captured the whole house. Yeah. Everybody was watching it because I wanted to finish it. And that's just what it is. So, A+. A+. So I hope you guys enjoyed our review. If you guys want us to do a spoiler, just tell us and we'll do a spoiler for you.
Or if you want to just talk about the show, hit me up on social media, please. I'll be glad to hit us up.
It's no
I will talk about it for hours. Big fan of the show. I follow Stranger Things on Twitter. Matter of fact, I'm going to make sure our Movie Hoppers Twitter is following Stranger Things on that.
True.
We're going to do that.
So yeah, man. Hope you guys...
When we drop this video, we'll probably tag it and hit them up too, man.
Yeah. We can always, man. Because show them mad love.
Much love to the writers, the cast, the creators. You guys all did a phenomenal job. And thank you for giving us the best 8 hours of our weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
It came out when Ghostbusters came out.
Sure did.
Thank God.
Filled that void. Yeah.
Man. Filled it, overflowed.
Right.
And then went into the bucket. Like,
dude. Oh my gosh, y'all. When can we get the soundtrack for the show? I've been looking everywhere for it on Amazon, iTunes. I need that soundtrack.
That soundtrack gonna be tight.
I need it. It's gonna be on vinyl, CD, something.
It's slamming, y'all. All right. Last thing before we end this. The show I was talking about is called Invasion of America.
Yes.
It's a Steven Spielberg show, and it's a dope book. If you guys know anybody at Netflix that works there, we need to build a community and try to get this show to be completed. Because it ended just like Stranger did ended and never came back.
Right.
The good news is Stranger Things is coming back. The bad news is Invasion of America never came back. It was one of the most in-depth stories, cartoon animation that I've seen as a child and watching it grown up and still understand. It's really dope. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. This is J3 Entertainment logging out. Peace. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm Ronin.
Oh, there you go. I forgot.
It's been great. Stranger Things, y'all.
Alright, it's hot in here, dude. I swear it's bugging us right now. It's like cooking my brains, burning up.
But this show and episode was so worth it.
Yeah, man, we had to do it because I didn't want to get away.
Right.
Alright, so like this video, subscribe to this channel. J3.
Ronin Joe Genji.
Peace, love.